Maybe it's the ice blue eye, perhaps the powerful, aggressive stance. It's certainly that eerie, desperate howl that sets the husky apart from the rest of the canine kingdom. Friend and occasional fodder for the likes of Captain Scott, the surprisingly good-natured husky is now finding its way into more and more easy-going homes with people like Vince and Juliet Trent in more temperate climates, like here in Somerset.
We'd only gone to look originally, and Vince said, well, he said, you know, there's no way we can afford to buy it. We just can't afford to buy it. And I said, well, I don't care, I'm having the dog, and that's it. So I cashed in my life assurance to you know, pay for the dog.
The Siberian Husky is a dog who doesn't forget his roots. His favourite treat is fish, frozen in lumps.
It does work out very expensive, but we go without other things, you know. We haven't got a flash new car or video, colour telly, anything like that, you know. We just make do with the basics, and all the money goes on the dogs. And, I mean, we would like to buy a sled. We haven't got our sled yet. That's hopefully the next thing we'll be getting.
The husky has been a working dog for centuries. His broad feet were good for snow, his power and enthusiasm ideal. His pack instincts sorted out a natural team leader. For a dog of his size, the husky has a very modest appetite. The Trents feed around ½ a pound of meat a day. But its appetite for work is enormous. All husky owners dream of buying a sledge and mushing down to the trading post of a weekend. Unfortunately, few can afford a sledge, and anyway, there's hardly ever any snow. So, in the 70s, husky people developed a sport of their own to exercise their animals. And Juliet and her husband Vince meet their friends to train with the blessing of the Forestry Commission. It becomes a family day out. Why do you sink that much time into it?
Oh, we just love the dogs, you know, and all that goes with it. It's great fun. I think because the dogs have got so much to give back, they sort of, you know, you feel a lot more involved with them. They're living things, aren't they? It's a bit different to a boat, isn't it?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hike!
It's pretty exhilarating. It's in a lot of ways it's like riding a motorbike. It's that obviously you can't lean the rig on the corners, but you know, as far as the experience, it's very similar.
Hike on. Go on then. Hike on. Go on then.
The only control that you have over the dogs is by word of mouth. You try and teach them what's left and right, hike on, straight ahead, whoa, if you're lucky.
Go on, lads, hike on. Go on, Tor, hike on.
We try and keep the children involved as well. They put the bowls out and pour the milky water into the bowls for the dogs, which they need that to cool themselves down.
Oh, Sash, you silly dog.
It's race day. Most winter weekends, husky teams will be getting together somewhere. Today, it's the Ringwood Forest in Hampshire.
And then there's a left turn which goes onto the grass, which is coming down here. This is grass all the way down here.
Chris and Caroline Kisco have plotted a 2-mile course through the wood, and 30 outfits from as far afield as Lincolnshire have come for a bash.
But it's fairly obvious. The bibs. Fred's already had his. Then we've got Mike. Sally. I think you only have to attend a race to start realising why people get so hyped up over it. I mean, the first thing that happens is somebody goes out and buys themselves one husky, and they come along to one race, and suddenly they want a team. We've all built up over the years into sort of more and more dogs and bigger teams and so on, but it's the excitement.
Alone, bouncing along the forest tracks, every musher dreams of the great North American races, like the 1,100-mile Iditarod through deep frozen Alaska. Hampshire is about as close as most will get. Don't think, though, that there's any lack of dedication. The best teams arrive with 20, maybe 30 huskies in their own van. Sally Leach pioneered British racing in the 1970s.
It was actually the development of the two-dog class that really made it take off, because that sort of opened it up to people that could only manage to keep 2 dogs, and you can keep 2 dogs in a much sort of smaller house, and they're more manageable. And then those 2-dog people got hooked and started getting more dogs, so they moved up, and it sort of grew like that, really.
Now it's not uncommon to find husky owners who've moved house to be near a suitable woodland. And at every meeting, there'll be someone who's moving from the show world into the muck and bullets of the husky trail.
Samantha, is it true that this is actually your first event?
It is, yeah.
And how many times have you ridden a rig before?
Twice. And the dogs have been in the harness once before.
Are you entirely confident that this is the right way of spending a Saturday afternoon?
Not really, no. I don't want any laughing when I go off.
Samantha's Siberian huskies, Laska and Rosha, have learnt the rough idea that hike means go, G means right, and haw means left. She hopes they've also absorbed whoa. No such worry for Jenny Hanford, a retired occupational therapist from Sussex. She discovered husky racing on holiday in Alaska and brought one back.
And it was then that I discovered that there were more than one type of sled dog. That there's the Siberian, the Eskimo, the Malamute, and the Alaskan, and that they are all bred in different parts of the Arctic for different purposes. So you have your Malamute, who's like the cart horse of the sled dog breeds, built for heavy freighting and deep snow conditions, and originates from the Kotzebue area, which is northwest Alaska. Then you have the Siberian Husky, which is the lightweight dog bred for carrying lightweight quickly, and they use them, I understand, for delivering mail in Alaska right up to 1968.
So that takes us on to the Eskimo dog, which is very rare in this country.
The Eskimo dog is very rare, I think because it's the most difficult one to handle. They're very obstinate and they're very difficult, but they're probably the first type to reach this country because they came from originally Greenland and northern Canada. So most of the early British explorers brought 1 or 2 dogs back, but they were so difficult to handle that they never became popular. And I don't think they will, because they're very keen hunters, so it's a neighbour's cat or livestock. So you can only exercise them on the lead or by working them. and they also love digging holes, which isn't very good for the garden.
So how was that?
It was good, apart from the one you saw. Just a problem I think comes up a lot when the line catches on the wheel and it all twists around. And it's difficult to get it untangled, of course, because the dogs start to go and everything else. But we got round anyway.
Any other difficulties? It was your first time round. What did you discover about what to do, what not to do?
Just the one dog. One dog isn't as enthusiastic as the other. She laid down a couple of times, decided she didn't really want to do it. But the other one just pulled her along and kept her going. But once she gets used to it, they've only done it twice. So. Because I was wheeling most of the way because they kept stopping. But apart from that, it's a good first time.
Vince Trent's dogs, Sasha and Tora, have raced plenty of times. But today they're joined by a friend, Babish, who's come for a run out. Babish hasn't raced for years and frankly has forgotten what's expected. In the first half mile, Babish gets into a terrible tangle. Later in the forest, Vince is down to 2 dogs. Babish has been put on the lead and told to walk home with a race marshal. This wouldn't do in the Yukon, it wouldn't do at all. Here, though, on the British Husky circuit, any dog who doesn't enjoy the exercise is perfectly entitled to spectate, especially the Husky's more refined relative, the Samoyed. Each rig is equipped with a little bag to carry exhausted Husky. Unfortunately, there isn't one big enough yet to take the driver.
Was this actually your first meeting?
Yes.
So what's the baptism of fire been like? Has it made you want to carry on with it? Or...
Well, I think so, yeah. Yeah. Well, if you start at the bottom, you've got to get better and you can't get any worse.
The modern British Husky's hunting instinct is satisfied by a simple workout in the woods. For its far-flung relatives, 2 miles like this would be a gentle stroll. They're attractive, strong-minded creatures for keen dog owners. But be warned, they seldom come singly, and you, like the Trent family, could very easily become hooked on the Husky habit.
Go on, Jerry, go on.